Hmm. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. Shalom, shalom, and shalom. Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this devil platform with another message. And I will say this is a lovely, lovely evening in which the Most High Yah has made. And I, Sister Deborah, share, and I will rest therein. I should have wrote my title down, uh, but setting free, setting you free, because there are some things that we have been in bondage unto, which is not important. It's not important. It's it's like when I joined the church at a young age. When I say a young age, I think I was like, this was a certain church. It was a Pentecostal church, and it was like strictly no makeup. All we had to wear dress or skirts. You know, we uh, just a strict guideline. And as time go on, we realized years go on, we realized that it had nothing to do the things and the dress code, the whole overall in the teaching and everything had nothing to do with the kingdom. I think that we have gotten away from any type of sense of direction, and we just taking it as we hear it, and we hearing it based on what we seeing and believing from individuals telling us, oh, well, it means this, or it says this, or you got to do this, and you got to do this, you got to do this, and you got to do this, you got to look this way, you got to eat this, you can't do this, and you can't do this. But I tell you, all the things in which man is teaching here on the earth deals with the flesh and the flesh only. So we've been caught up from the flow up, believing everything that they say we are to do, believe, uh, everything is only geared to the flesh of man. None of these things, and I'm speaking of the church, different religions, different belief, different organizations that believe in some God or some spiritual or whatever. It's always chasing the ways of the flesh, never understanding that this thing is so big to where the spirit is really what we are to be walking therein, or desiring the things that pleases the creator that's in our inner man versus that on the outer man, which he said cannot please him. Our flesh has, it's nothing about our flesh that pleasure or uh, anything about our flesh that the Father embraces. And while all these different denominations and different beliefs, and now they going into all kind of other things, when they finish you all, it's all geared to the outer individual, meaning the flesh of the individual. And it reminds me of the world. You know what I'm saying? Everything is out here is to tame the world. What made me come up with this message is someone had emailed me, not emailed me, but commented me, sent a comment to my uh, YouTube, and they begin to talk about the holidays, for instance, Christmas, and being with family. It seems like when you get around them and you are not of what they are about, it's always some things going on. Uh, a lot of, or a lot of, I don't say a lot, some fighting or just everybody, not everybody, but people are just having issues. And I got kind of lost in the question in which one was asking, and I didn't know how to really answer the individual because I was kind of confused. But the father told me get to the table and he was going to go through some things with me, and he did, you all. He shared some things with me, and I think that was really beautiful because I learned a whole bunch of things this morning, and I'm going to share some of them with you. The father was telling me about his creation in the book of Genesis, chapter 1 and verse 14. So we know that this is in the beginning. Genesis chapter 1 and verse 14. And Yah said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heavens to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and seasons, and for days and years. Okay, so this is during the time he was creating the heavens and the earth and the fullness thereof. And he added the lights in the firmament of the heavens to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and seasons, and for days and years. What the father was showing me is he created something so special for us. And when he was saying for us, I was like kind of getting sad because I was like, you did all that for us. And then he began to tell me for all creation, everything that was created on the earth that has life, that he had given 4 seasons unto them. Everything, even the grass, the trees, everything was given. 4 seasons was given to everything that was created that had life. You see? And the 4 seasons started with spring, summer, autumn, or fall, and winter. Those were 4 seasons that was given unto all creation. And with all creation, they were supposed to use it and be thankful of it because it sat in every living thing that's on the earth. The 4 seasons is set to move you from the inside out. It has some connection from the inside and your outside. You see? So he's saying when he gave us the 4 seasons as male and female, we were to take those 4 seasons and apply them to our lives in a way that we recognize that this is something that the Creator has done. All the science in the world couldn't bust through those 4 seasons. They can come up and say, well, this is why seasons come to play. They couldn't. They couldn't even come, like they would tell you how humans were created, how every creature on the earth was created. But when you pull up with 4 seasons, they could not justify, clarify, nor identify the 4 seasons and where they come from and who and why and how they came forth. But the Father said, I, giving all living life on earth 4 seasons. And never, ever, 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 ever have man recognized that I have given them something as great as 4 seasons that they too may enjoy. Look at the polar bear. They hibernate. Based on what? Season. He's just showing me the ants get ready for what? Seasons. Fish in the sea prepare for what? Seasons. Everything on earth that has life should have and must recognize the fourth season. He said we as human are so loaded with wicked and evil and sin that we can't look and see and behold all that he hath created for us. To the point where we never recognized the season was something that we are to look at and enjoy and embrace and appreciate it. Why? Because to created those four seasons for us, just like he created night and day. He gave the moon, the sun, all of that for us. And listen to how melanated people speak of the sun. It's supposed to be, what is it, vitamin D for us? And how all the sun is this and what it meant for us. But yet, shows no appreciation at all. So the Father said to me today when I did a whole video on pagan holidays and how and why they embrace and celebrate pagan holidays. But when the Father was telling me, I want you to add this to that by saying that I created the Father, the Creator, he created for a season and not one nation of people, nationality, belief, religion, none of them recognize that the fourth season plays a great role in our lives, y'all. Our every day, week, month, and year. These four seasons plays a great role in our lives. And we recognize them not. And this is why you can get people say, when I don't like, oh, I can't wait when this cold is over. I can't stand winter. They say that about winter and they say that about summer when it's too hot. It's always out of our mouth as human beings, complaints. Do you think the ants and the polar bear and the eagles and the animals, do you think they complain or murmur in their own way about such a great creation? I mean, such a great gift from Yah of four seasons? Because they understand the season is set there for them as well. They are fully aware of what the fourth season is. And he's telling me now, that's why they have made grass to look nice and green and beautiful, but it's not the real grass that pulls up for the season. That's what he's saying. He said they've done flowers like that. They've done hay that you feed animal, different horses and so on. All of this stuff is artificial. This is how bad it has gotten, to the worst. That means they took the four season and they did things and they made things and they created things to cover up everything regarding the four seasons. So you got a lot of people talk about pagan holidays and people celebrating Christmas and Halloween. This, I believe, when you are in the light, stay away from the people. Don't bother the people that's are taking on pagan holidays, because what you did not and what you do not understand. Okay, say for instance, let's just say these are spiritual seasons that the Father has given us. And if he say to me, well, these days, these seasons is supposed to be recognized as a gift from me, appreciated as a gift from me. But do we do that? No, we don't. Soon as winter is heading in, we ready for summer. Soon as summer is hot to the hot. Oh, I can't wait till this is over. We forever complaining about such great gifts in which the Father has restored for us. And what the Father was sharing with me today was, he said that to Deborah, if they only knew what role the seasons play in their lives. I know I didn't at first, but I know, I say in the last, say, 2 or 3 years, I come to understand it because of me working years ago, years ago in places where the holidays come up. Say, for instance, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's always was a high rate where you hear, and it's not what I was hearing because the organizations I was working for, suicide at great numbers, y'all. Why? During the dead season, winter. Statistics, look it up. Do your study. During the dead season. Because people will give these people medication, call them mental, depressed, stressed, not knowing that it's for a season they need to adapt to and understand that it is created by Yah. And it wasn't meant for us to feel like dying and life is not worth living. But because we didn't take on the fourth season and recognize the fourth season as something that was created for us to take advantage of and enjoy, now it has been flipped over to where we look at the seasons as something bad, something harsh, something wicked. And he says, see, I'm high and low, I'm everywhere. And I created 4 seasons for every living creature. But look how humans take advantage of it. Now, this is what he's saying. Now, this is the spiritual, season, which we're supposed to enjoy and take advantage of as the world called holidays. We're supposed to look forward to those seasons, embrace them as something that is created by the Father that was given to us. Understand that it is the way the whole system of the world function on for the season. You didn't know that, did you? That's why the people are killing themselves in the winter season. They feel like dying because the earth has died. No leaves, no greenery, no sun out, no. So they just figure a dreary and grayish, and it just interfere with their mood swings, not understanding that this is a season from the Creator. Enjoy this cold weather. Enjoy the snow and the feelings of. But because the world has turned right upside down and made it wrong and made wrong straight up and made wrong right and right wrong, this is what we suffer. But really, honestly, 3 jobs I've worked in my life where the people commit suicide because we had families. It was a place where just women and children, and then this other place where the whole family, you see what I'm saying? And then it was just women. Always high level of suicide during the winter season, coming out of fall into the winter. Thanksgiving and Christmas, and a lot of people were connected to, this is what everybody said, when everybody's so lonely and they ain't got family and they ain't seen family in the holidays during that time. No, they ain't got nothing to do with it, baby. That ain't got nothing to do with it. It's the feeling of the earth, which was divided into 4 seasons. We had a time period that comes upon us called 4 seasons. And because they rather give them medication to compress what is in them, they just take on the medication and they live by it. The moment their medication has become they have become immune, or it doesn't help them anymore, then they get to go to another medication, you see. Or if they stop their medication, they definitely either gonna kill themselves or somebody else. All of this is detached to the 4 seasons that you see. So when you start to talk about mental patients, guess what? The Father is actually saying a lot of it is detached to the 4 seasons that was created. When people learn to embrace what he created, then a lot of things that's going on in people's lives won't be happening. But because they go up against what the Creator has created, don't forget, it was said that we come from the earth, right? The flesh, it will go back, and that's where we come from. So if the earth live and die, spring up on spring, summer is blooming, autumn is dying, winter is dead. We're still coming, we as a people, not just as the Hebrew Israelites, I'm not speaking of, as humans, we got something connecting to us called flesh that is from the ground. You see what I'm saying? It's going to go back to where it is actually in the spirit realm as well as the natural, from the ground. You see what I'm saying? So it plays a role when the ground is dying during the fall, the autumn or the fall, and it's dead during the winter. Then spring is spring up. This is why humans have a high level of murdering. I know y'all didn't know nothing about it, but Sister Deborah is really teaching you something tonight. Crime, everything really start blooming when everything start dying on the earth, which is fall, the end of fall into winter. Big difference. Do you read? Do your study. And it's not just in the United States. This is everywhere. Because when Yah made these seasons, he made it for us to really enjoy and take advantage of it. But we switched everything he created for right. We turned it and made it left. Because we wanted to serve it the left way instead of keeping it right. So what happened? Then man decide, let's stick in some months into the season. And on the top of the months, let's put holidays there, which you call pagan holidays. Many of you all, even at the sound of my voice, were born into the months and the holidays that man created throughout the seasons. They placed them inside of the seasons. Spring, they placed March and April and May. Summer, they placed June, July, and August. Okay, and they placed autumn, which is fall, September, October, November, and winter they placed December, January, and February. Okay, and this is the order in which it was created: spring, summer, autumn, which is fall, and winter. Then they place all the holidays within that, which are pagan holidays. But pagan holidays is not created for a people to come in and tell people what they can embrace and what they cannot embrace, what is good and what is bad when it comes down to these pagan holidays. Because at one time we all were caught up into this. So if you find you awaken and you awaken to now understanding that these are holidays that's in the dark, then you pull out. So now, if you didn't awaken and you didn't find out that these are holidays in the dark, now you pull out and you grip light to go in the midst of the light and go amongst darkness and sit amongst darkness, not to come to judge or to come to bash or to belittle, because now you got a pen needle or light, or you got a light, and now you want to go in and now you want to bash everybody because your light has been turned on. How fair, how just, how righteous should that be? It's not. He has never called us to what we are doing, you guys. A lot of us are doing what we feel and what we think because we are in so much mindset control of man. And I got to say man, because that's who's ruling the world. And that's what you see in the world today, controlling it all, the whole mass. So we're so stuck on that to the point where we can't even see. I don't know what happened to my live chat. Let me see here. What's going on? I don't know what happened. That is strange. That is so strange. I ain't never even seen. I don't know what. I don't know how they did it, but they closed my live chat. Totally. I ain't never seen it like this, you guys. I ain't never seen it like this. That is so strange. I ain't never seen it like this. But back to what I was saying. I want to set a lot of y'all free because y'all want you to be free in your mind as well as in your spirit. Our job as individuals who have a pen needle light and have been fed spirit and truth. I am so sorry about the live chat. I don't know what happened to that. I ain't never seen nothing like that. Never since I ever been on here. They got it pitch black on this end. And I don't know why they would do that. To me, that's strange. Real strange. I ain't never seen them do that. Nope, I ain't never seen that before, you guys. But I want to get to a point. I'm sorry about the live chat. It's open. I don't know what they did. They did something because since I've been on YouTube and did live, I ain't never seen it the way I'm looking at it now. Pitch black. So what I want to say to you all, as I read that message from YouTube, on my YouTube, and I said, well, is she saying that she get around family and she's the called one, but when she get around the family during the holiday season, like Christmas, it's always chaos in a sense. Most likely it is going to be some chaos, but that's when family get together, period. You know how you always have that uncle who's either drunk or the auntie who always cursing. It always somebody that kicks up something when family get together, period. But what the Father want me to free you all from is that he wants you all to know that he set us up to receive and embrace his seasons. The world detach all of these other things to his season. He wants you to know his seasons, spring, summer, autumn, and winter, going to always stand. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but these seasons is still going to stand until he has done away with them. Now, what is that saying? You can be gone, but these seasons going to remain. You see what I'm saying? Because this is his creation. So he's saying that they stuck pagan holidays into each season. In spring, they put St. Patrick, Good Friday, Easter, Earth Day, Memorial Day, Mother Day. That's in the spring. And in the summer, they got Father Day, Independent, and now they got Juneteenth. Juneteenth. I don't know why melanated people would even accept that for them. Why would they even want it? Whew, we are sad people, whether you know it or not. We are real sad people. And then in fall, it has Labor Day, Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Veteran Day. And then in winter, it has Christmas, New Year's, Valentine's, and President Day. Those are all pagan holidays. But the Father want me to tell you, don't put so much energy in your spirit being caught up from the floor regarding the world serving pagan holidays. You see what I'm saying? Because they didn't create the holidays. They were born into those days. You see what I'm saying? They didn't come up and say, okay, I want to put on the calendar Thanksgiving. No, those days were already set in place. You see what I'm saying? So therefore, it's not no one's purpose from Yah to come down and interfere with pagan holidays and trying to prove to people that this pagan holiday represents this, and this is why they celebrate this here. The history shows it. A lot of people that celebrate these pagan holidays, not even in their heart do they even recognize the purpose and the reason of why they are listed. You see what I'm saying? By the world. See, they look at it and they celebrate it out of their own way of celebrating these pagan holidays, not even considering the purpose of Thanksgiving, the reason for Easter, the reason why they celebrating Christmas. All of it is wicked and evil. And we know Halloween definitely is evil and wicked. But when you're dealing with people, you cannot just assume these are all of these pagan holidays are wicked and evil, and the people that have embraced it is evil and wicked. We cannot do that, because he wants me to let you know, because you as an individual didn't stay behind Yeshua and follow in his footprints, then therefore you can't turn around in the back of you and start pointing your finger at anyone, because you should have been following the purpose of Yeshua showing us, and we were to mimic him. We were to walk as close as we possibly could and knew how behind him, and meaning his ways. But what we did is we could looking behind us to clear up what's in the back of us. You know what I'm saying? In hope that we can move forward and change somebody. You can't change nobody like that. You got to keep your eyes on the way Yeshua came to show us how to worship and serve the Father. His mission didn't come down here to cut off pagan holidays. I heard him say, I ain't come down here for no prophet and no law. Get out of my way. Out of my way. I come down here to fulfill. What you mean fulfill, Yeshua? I got a mission from the Most High God, and I come down to fulfill it. Where is Israel? Where you at? You see? Don't go to nobody but the house of Israel. I come down for the lost of those who are in the house of Israel. See, he stuck to his mission, you guys. I'm not coming down here to tell the world about their pagan holidays. Look at Sister Deborah, 63 years old. If I'm 63 and I live to be 100, what am I going to do with all them years, all those days, all those weeks, all those months? There's a lot of things I'm going to do. All that time I'm here. You see? So if we need to stop making pagan holidays the gate to the lake of hell, because it's not. There are going to be people who do celebrate the holidays. Just because they celebrate the pagan holidays do not mean these people are doomed to the lake of hell. Y'all got it bent. What do you mean, Deborah, they not doomed? Listen to me. Because you all took on the left side trying to pretend you on the right side, this is why you still confused. Because on the right side, he already then showed up and showed out and told us already he's the beginning all the way to the end. He's all power. He has orchestrated everything and created everything before the foundation of the world. So was the lamb slaughtered before the foundation of the world? Was the lamb book written before the foundation of the world? Was the lake of hell prepared before the foundation of the world? Was the books that leads to the lake of hell prepared before the foundation of the world? Yes. Wait a minute, Father, y'all. It was prepared before the pagan holidays hit the ground. You see? Be careful. Be very careful. I'm going to show you. I'm going to mess you really up in a few minutes, because see, we're sitting here bashing people because they got 100 years on the earth, and because they're recognizing days that was put on here on the calendar before they was even born. They've been doing it since they was born. You see what I'm saying? Now, if they out here murdering since they was born, if they've been lying since they was born, robbing, stealing, and being disrespectful to their parents since they was born, then you're going to pull up in the lake of hell. Then you can say, oh, you're going to the lake of hell. But you ain't going to find nothing telling you these people who worship, not worship, but who how would I would say, recognize the pagan holidays and take advantage of them. You can't send them to hell. And ain't no hell gonna send them there either. Because Yah said before the foundation of the world, I got them locked in. Deborah, tell those people. Why do he say say to me, tell those people, because you sure came down trying to tell y'all, you still didn't listen. So I'm like, say, Father, when you sure said the same thing. He said, I tried to tell you. And before him, they were telling them. But the people just don't have the spiritual ear to hear because I didn't give it to them. So they're not supposed to hear, Deborah. This need be. Because if you really think of it, you need to really kind of think that, okay, if this Father and the Creator got everything locked in, why are we down here running our mouth? That's why Sister Deborah tell you all, if you're going to teach spirit of truth. Make sure you got a pen, needle, or light in your right hand. Don't be teaching these people that pagan people who recognize pagan holidays is doomed to hell. Well, okay, is he going to calculate how much time you're going to be in hell? Because you just found out that it was pagan holidays in the last 15 years. So if you're 60 today in the last 15, look like you got something like what? I'm trying to say 40, 35, 45 years you got to spend in hell because you were serving pagan holidays too. You see what I'm saying? And it's not a ticket to hell, you guys. If you listen to what Yeshua is trying to say to you all, if he come and he came, the main thing he came, let's get to that part there. Let me get to that part. Let me see if I wrote that down enough. I don't think I did. I think I said the purpose of him coming. Yeshua came to bring heaven down. He came down to bring heavens down. And 99.9 didn't receive it. But yet it was down on the earth. The kingdom of heaven is at hand. The kingdom of heavens is at hand. We missed that. We can't see Yeshua coming down, bringing the kingdom. Now one of you can. You can sit and tell yourself you do, but the reality is you don't see it. You can't see. He gave you, if you want to wrap around some holidays, he gave you 4. And he set them up in season. And not one of them did you recognize or embrace it as a gift from Yah. Either it's too hot or it's too cold. It's too rainy in the spring and it's too, we forever complaining. And yet the same complaint that we have because it's too cold in the winter, it's too much snow, or it's too much hot, it's the same complaint we have about the pagan holidays. Those that serving the pagan holiday, they serving them evil days. But what about the blessed days, months? Season. What do we got to say about the season that the Creator gave us to enjoy? Oh, we quick can say something about the pagan because we are geared to believe every word that proceeds out of the mouth of man, then every word that proceeds out of the ruach in your spirit. We don't have a hell nor a heaven to send anyone or to put anyone in. But I tell you what, everybody that's going to the lake of fire and going to life is already written. So you complaining about people celebrating here? You probably have more people coming out of here that's celebrating the pagan holidays that's going to end up in the Lamb Book of Life because you got it bent. These pagan holidays is for the flesh. Come on, let's pull up something about the spirit. Here go the season. These seasons are spirit. That's why they interfere with people during the seasons. People actually mood swings and feeling is based on the seasons. Y'all didn't know that, did you? Oh, yeah. People have different attitudes based on the seasons. That's how powerful the season have an effect on every living creature. But we don't look at it like that. But we over here telling them about the pagan holidays that was added into living. These are things that they have came up with to cover up the fact that we never did embrace these seasons to be recognized in our lives. If we would take on these seasons and people in general, everybody will start recognizing these seasons as a blessing from the Creator to us. And these here season is us. We come from the ground. These season is coming to shake the ground, you guys. Tree ain't gonna bloom up in the winter, even though he rooted in the ground. But when that season switch, he starts to do what? That's showing you the season has everything in control. It just so happened the world, you know how the man, the one that said he planted the wheat, and when they woke up in the morning, terror was in it. Well, this is what you see here. This is what you see. You see that the Father planted us for a season, and we never had no respect for it. But then when the terror came in and planted the pagan holidays, now what did the Father say? Leave them alone. Don't touch them. You mean you don't want me to tie them up and burn them up? No, let them grow together. Why? Wait a minute, Father God. You mean to tell me they were willing to pull out the terror and tie them up and burn them? And you said what? I said, hold up. Let them alone. What you mean? Let them grow together. Why? Because I will be the one that do the separation. Why? Because he already done separated them bad boys in the heaven. Wait a minute. Do y'all see how that don't make no sense? Do it. Let's do it again. The parable was when they went to bed, the wheat was sowed. And it looked good. They could see all the wheat. But when they woke up, terror had grown inside the wheat. So the workman said to the head over it all, do you want us to pull the terror out, tie them bad boys up, and put them on fire? You know what he said? No. Leave them terror with them wheat. I want them to grow together. Praise the mighty Yah. Wait a minute, Father Yah. Why do you want them to grow together? Deborah, because I'm the separator. I have already separated them from the heaven. So what? Those who wanted to pull the terror out based on what they saw, tie them up and burn them up, they weren't equipped to take the terror from among the wheat. Why? Because Yah is the separator, the one who separates the terror from the wheat. That's why. And he himself only could do that. Not even the Son of Man can pull up and separate the terror from the wheat. So he's telling in this parable, can't nobody do this but me, said the Father. Let them go on and grow together. Same way here. Same way. You ain't going to be able to pull out those who's practicing pagan holidays and send them to the lake of hell. Hold up. The books are written before these pagan holidays even exist. You've been and got yourself into hell. You see what I'm saying? So we are not as light. When light pull up, darkness has to disappear. We're supposed to represent as light in the midst of darkness. Not trying to control darkness, bash darkness, debate with darkness. Just go in the midst of darkness and change darkness into light. You didn't know you had the authority and the power within to do that. You know why you didn't know? You don't know nothing about he that's greater in thee than he that's in the world. And then when he hook up with your spirit, it is on, said the Most High Yah. So no matter where we go into, you will never, ever find any place that Yeshua went that was worth him wanting to go. That was holier than thou. He didn't do that. He went into places that he knew that didn't have light. You see why? Because he is the light. He came down as the light. But when we think we are the light and we can go in darkness and control darkness, we done messed up from the floor up. We might be darkness. We got to understand that thing in the spirit realm. Every place them disciples went, and travel. Every place Yeshua, it said he wouldn't even accept it in his own time. You see? But did that stop him from going? No. Wait a minute. Pull that thing on in there, Deborah. Okay, let's go there. Here is Yeshua and his disciples. They called Yeshua and his disciples to the marriage. What you mean you called them? You mean they didn't have no invitation? Who called them? Oh, his mother, Mary. And when they were called, the disciples and Yeshua, wait a minute, let me back you up. Let me back you up. When you speak of pagan days, these are days that's loaded with a lot of things in it. Okay? Meaning it is not anything that has to do, these holidays has nothing to do with my Father in the heaven. Let me say that again. Pagan holidays, all these holidays has no connection to my Father in heaven. Outside, hear me now, outside of them molding these holidays into my Father's season. They have molded their pagan holidays into my Father's spiritual seasons. You see? That's the difference. And they don't understand. That's why these holidays make them feel the way they feel. Because they implanted these holidays into a spiritual season that was created by the right-hand power of the Father. So they embedded it and separate these holidays into each one of these seasons. That's how they have gotten away with it. They somewhere might have knew that there was 4 seasons that all living things were supposed to salute and recognize as a gift to us from the Creator. And when they saw that man didn't have the sense, nor the know-how or the know about the 4 seasons, they went on and planted their pagan holidays. Now here go Yeshua pulling up at a wedding, at a marriage. And the thing about he was pulling up, the marriage, I think, had to be over, the vows, and now they was at the feast. Mary comes saying to him that that they needed, let me see what she said. Okay, let me get it right. That they were in need for something. And she tell the servants to whatever he say, do them. But I love what Yeshua said to her. Yeshua let her know, wait a minute, man, hold up. I'm going to have to take you a little lower. I'm going to have to bring you down to the earth. And that's what he did. He had to take his mother back down to the earth, meaning to the world. Woman. That's what I'm talking about. He didn't call her nothing. Woman. What is it that I have to do with thee? Woo-wee! Tell me that. Woo! He addressed his mother that way. I'm just showing you how they have how they got it laid out. What am I to do with thee? For my hour is not yet. Right then, he sent a sign to you and me that he ain't got a thing to do with this here wedding and what you about to see. But what we do, somewhere in the line, they detached him to it as if the Father sent him down and brought heaven. He brought heaven down for the first power of the right hand of the Father's miracle was to serve the world some wine. Use a lie from the pit of hell, if you believe that. Use a lie from the pit of hell, if you believe that. See, the Roman Catholics, some things they can smear up and smear down. But when that Ruach come and teach you, he going to glide you right in and let you see. See here? Nah, you know that's a lie, Deborah. You see what I'm saying? And when he addressed his mother, it told the story. Woman, what am I to do with you? For you, what am I to do with you? My hour is not yet. Why? He was addressed in flesh, letting him know my hour, when anything that consists of anything that has to do with wine It's set up in an hour that the heavens has orchestrated, and it ain't this hour here. You see, that's what he was saying to her. Y'all didn't know it, but that's what he was saying. And then she turned to the servants, whatever he have you to do it. And the book sat here and told the whole world. Yeshua never said it was wine. Those that had filled the pots up with water to the brim never told you it was wine. You know why? Only one told you that was a worldly king, and y'all took his word over the Messiah. Ain't that deep? He never spoke a word about that was wine. You see, he just told them to pour the water. Full the water. Like they went and they filled the pots to the brim. And he said, serve them. That's it. But we made the first miracle when the kingdom of heavens come down to the earth. The first miracles were to serve the world wine. And this is why you get a lot of people right now lying that even Jesus turned water into wine. No, he didn't. It actually clearly say they never knew that it was just water. But the servant and Yeshua knew that it was water. It's just you all. The same miracles and signs that y'all say he turned that wine into, that's just as many people that's blind and going through the narrow gate. That's how narrow it is. They ain't gonna find that, Deborah. Deborah! They won't find that. They ain't gonna find that. That's why that gate's so narrow that very few shall find it. That's why. Because there's things that the Ruach, the creator spirit, is going to teach you and lead you and give you the understanding. Why? Because you trust him like that. You lean to him like that. You see? And I'm not going to just trust what I'm just reading because he already done taught me. See, I had no idea Roman Catholic had spirit that bad, boy. Why? Because when I was 4 years old, I was believing anybody that's 4 years old and take a Bible and look for the word thy, and. That's all I did, y'all. 4 years old. And thy. So what? I read the whole Bible that way. I was just 4. But guess what? That's how I read the Bible. And guess what? You think that spirit didn't pull up in me since I was 4? You see? Because I believe in what I couldn't see, but yet I could believe them. Even when I go down in the basement and start talking crazy as a little girl, he responded to me. I felt him in here talking to me. So when you can trust him, it's not because you trust him, he trusts you in him. You see? So when you get to this wine, I can truly say to you all, Yeshua, hold up, Yeshua, why are you going to that marriage? Don't you got a mission? Why are you going over there to that marriage? Oh, your mama called y'all, because that's what she did. They were called. They weren't invited. They were called. Why? Because Mary sent someone to tell him. And when he came, both the disciples and him, they showed up. And this is his approach to his mother. Woman, what am I to do with you? What do I have to do with you? My hour is not yet. He was calling that hour in which he has to kick rocks up out of here. But that hour also consists of him at the table feasting with his disciple for the last time. He was letting her know. When he told them to drink this is my blood, he's letting him know they was drinking that time. They was drinking wine. He was telling her, connecting her to it, when this is the only time I know about it from the heaven. That's what he was saying, y'all. Y'all missed it. Sure. He was saying, woman, what is I to have to do with you? My hour is not yet. You trying to tell me to pull up with wine? And I know the Father missioned me with wine at the feast of the last day when my hour, and you telling me to pull up wine now? Hold up. Okay, you want to mess with me? Come on. Fill them brims up with water. Get them that water. Let's go, y'all. That's it. That's it. Let them think what they want, say what they want. Give them water. And that's what he gave them. Because if you go back, you're here. It tells you. Yeshua knew, and those that filled the pot knew that it was just water. Praise the mighty God. There's no way the Father's going to send the Messiah down here with the kingdom of heavens to give a wedding, make the first miracles, giving somebody some wine. Come on now. How is she going to give you something? You should have had your own wine. It don't make sense, y'all. It don't make sense. So, why was he showing up at that place? Celebrating a marriage, the Messiah. It's just like you celebrating any of these pagan holidays. What was he pulling up for? Come on. Why are you going to something because your mama called you and you going to somebody's marriage? Are you sure what you're going there for? What is that? What is that? What is, you see? He go wherever he want to go. And nothing tells him. And nobody tells him, oh, don't go over there. They celebrating this. Don't go over here because they're worshiping this. He went where he wanted to go. You see? And that's how. Why? What was you doing that for, Yeshua? Because I'm the light, Deborah. The light can stand in any darkness. No matter how dark the light is, you pull up in there, you watch the darkness start beholding your light. When you get yourself right with Yah, and Yah has gotten you right in him, you'll learn what the light is. We're supposed to be the light upon that sits upon a hill that cannot be hidden. You see? What kind of light is that? What kind of light is that? That's a light that can go into any pagan holidays and stand still. And they're going to know that the light has entered. If my call me up and they say, when Christmas time, we having the big thing and we got family members coming in. I just want to know, are we going to invite you? We know you don't celebrate Christmas and everything, but we still want you to, we're going to invite you. It's up to me if I want to pull up in that bad boy. I don't look to my left. I don't look to my right. I don't look behind me. I don't go through the scriptures. I'm the light. I can go anywhere I want to. When and how. If I'm the light in the midst of darkness. When wouldn't y'all want you to step in every pagan holidays where family members or anybody gathered and be the light? You know why I can tell you that? Too many times, wherever I go throughout life, I've been in too many situations where people standing, Europeans especially. Ma'am? Oh, ma'am, you got a light about yourself. What's your name? Oh, ma'am, you got a light. I'm wondering why they keep looking. Because the light ain't like you think light is. When you really understand who that light is, you'll wake up yours and learn to see if it's on. Because light don't have no problems going in the midst of darkness because it is the light. Oh, y'all want me to come? If I want to go, I'm going to pull up. I ain't looking to my left, getting it's okay. I ain't looking to my right. I ain't hear these Hebrew Israelite cults and religion telling me, you can't tell me nothing. When I pull up in that bad boy, I'm pulling up in light. And most of the time, I make a difference, y'all. I try to explain that to you all. I make a difference no matter where I go. And that's what's important to me. It even got so bad to where if I go somewhere and even white men, people begin to speak to me, males. I go and I say, okay, let me look like this. Let me look like this. To tune it down. Next thing I know, it don't make no difference if I go like this here. It don't make no difference. It don't make no difference if I wrap my whole body up with a sheet. It don't make no difference. The light is set up on a hill, you guys, that cannot be hidden. Y'all don't know the Messiah. Y'all don't know what he came to do. He came to show us how we are to walk in the calling of the light. Pagan holidays, we shouldn't be afraid of that. We step right on in and be the light. I have sat and watched the fear that my family have when I'm in the midst. Do y'all get that? I hate the feeling. I hate the feeling. Because it's like a fear. I don't even have to say a word. me when greater is in me than he that is in anything on the outside. Then he gave me the light in the right hand, and I'm going to sit up in my house. Oh, they celebrating people. Leave them people alone. The same pagan holidays they celebrate, you were celebrating. Just pray that grace and mercy has signed them in to the eternal life. And not so much emphasis of running around here wanting to hear all these Hebrew Israelite cults and all these Hebrew Israelite movement because they don't know a rat's behind. They need to pull their tail up in Deuteronomy 28 in game and get it right. So I say to you, as the Father taught me this morning, Deborah, they want to talk about third pagan holidays. What about mine? They don't know nothing about my holidays. This is what he taught me. He said, now pull up. Feast of Tabernacle. I said, I don't know nothing about that. That's why I said to the Father, I don't know nothing about that. He said, a Day of Atonement. Oh, Father, I don't know nothing about that either. He said, okay, Deborah, what about the Feast of Tabernacle? Oh, Father, yeah, I don't know nothing about that. I don't know nothing about, oh, wait a minute, what about the Passover? Oh, Father, yeah. Oh, I know I should know. I've heard that over and over. I know I should know that. Oh, but Father, I don't know nothing about that. He said, what about the unleavened bread? Okay, Father, yeah. Deborah, what about the Feast of the First Fruit? I don't know. What about the Day of Pentecost? Oh, I like that Day of Pentecost. I like that because I felt that thing myself the way they did in Pentecost. So I know about that one, Father, yeah. You know what the Father was backing me up in the corner? The Most High Yah backed me up in the corner. And guess what he said? And you say, there are a nation of people that will take the Feast of the Feast of the Trumpet, the Day of Atonement, the Feast of Tabernacle, the Passover, the unleavened bread, the Feast of the First Fruit, and the Pentecostal, and they will worship them as holidays. Days that should be recognized. That's what the Father told me. But guess what he told me? He brought light to it. He said, but guess what, Deborah? None of them things worship me. She said, see? They got their own little separate days that they want to tag in to your feast days. To your religion. This Hebrew Israelite religion. This Hebrew Israelite cult. This Hebrew Israelite not community. It's not called a cult, but it's a organization. I put it like that. He said they will bag them up, and they will say, okay, they're celebrating the pagan holidays. And don't get me wrong, these are pagan holidays. These are pagan holidays. But the Father pulled up on me and backed me in the corner. He said, do you know what the Feast of the Trumpet is? I said, no, I don't know. The Day of Torment, I don't know, Father, yeah, I don't know. The Feast of Tabernacle, oh, Father, yeah, I don't know. What about Passover? I heard of it. I think I know something about it. He said, what about the unleavened bread? I don't know, Father, I don't know. The Feast of the First Fruit, I don't know. When he said Pentecostal, I said, I can pull up with Pentecostal because I had that experience. But you know what he was telling me? These are pagan holidays that men and women have detached themselves to, calling it holy days, spiritual days, and they have no detachment to the kingdom of heaven. How did I end up saluting the Father to the utmost? He said, now go into it and read about it. I went into them bad boys, the Feast of the Trumpet, the Day of Atonement, the Feast of the Tabernacle, the Passover, the unleavened bread, the Feast of the First Fruit, and the Pentecost. I'm like, wait, but Father, yeah, none of these have anything to do with spirit. That's when he gave me the okay. You got it. All of those feast days is what Israelite and the Hebrew Israelite movement celebrate. And they will put these on the highest pedal, but then curse all of these darkness. But he said to me, even the ones that they have is not detached to him in spirit nor in truth. The Father himself taught me that today. I said, you mean, wait a minute, hold up. Wait a minute, you mean that He said, Deborah, they went and pulled those back in out of the old. I was giving them some things to give them something to do, because they wasn't nothing but loaded with a lot of old wicked and evil. Just as I told them to sacrifice for their sins, giving them something to do, so maybe to slow them down in their sin or give them the time to think. It didn't help. You see what I'm saying, y'all? He's not saying that these here days of spiritual days that not spiritual holidays for Hebrew Israelite, that we should supposed to come into a land that we know not of, nor the language, and hold on to this and portray this like we upright. We doing the will of the Father. The Father said they just lying. That's what they do best. The same thing they did over in the promised land, floating with milk and honey when they was in their own land. It's the same old mess. But it didn't stop them from profaning my name, Deborah. It didn't stop them from killing each other, Deborah. None of this mess have done anything for Israel nor Judah. Why are they doing it then, Father? Sin and wicked. The same reason why they put these pagan holidays into my spiritual created purpose for all living kind. You see? So while we're running, I don't give a rest behind with none of y'all telling me about all these days that I just called out. You know why I don't give a rest behind? Because the Ruach not only gave me these things, he told me to look them, read them. And when I read on them, I couldn't find spirit and truth, y'all. I couldn't find spirit and truth. I could not find spirit and truth. Then the Father say, now you see what I'm saying? I said, wait a minute, Father, you mean to tell me these could even be pagan holidays themselves? Yes, because it's only pleasure the flesh of men and women, but the flesh. When we get to the point where we can judge others doing the same thing we doing, and we can judge them to hell, and we ain't got no light to even stand near darkness. We are darkness ourselves, trying to be a light, and we just as dark as the light that we trying to be. We call it light, and we dark. That's why nobody can recognize us, because we're loaded with darkness, trying to tell darkness something, and we darkness ourselves. So all this stuff gonna keep on rolling around and going the same way, lies and manipulation and deception and all this, and we're gonna still our people are gonna still be dancing with themselves because they're not doing anything different. So this is what he was saying to me. If you're going to say anything about them, Deborah, and their pagan holidays, check out the one your nation is dancing in and pretending that they're really recognizing. But I did say it. I said, well, Father, all this that you were showing me, I didn't know it to the fullness. But that's why when you asked me about the Feast of Tabernacle, the Feast of the Trumpet and the Day of Torment and the Feast of Tabernacle, that's why I didn't know, because you never detached me to it. It wasn't something you had me since I was 4, teaching me. You never detach all that mess to me, and I just give you all praise and glory and honor. Because had that mess been detached to me, I'd be here on here telling y'all, you better do this. You're going to hell if you don't do this. You better worship the Feast of Trumpet. The Day of Atonement is this time. You better see, they clowning. I told y'all, these people are like a circus selling tickets. A circus in town. And the Father sat up there and said, Deborah, none of it served me. And you know what I said? I said, and there's no spirit and truth in it. Because I'm reading it. I'm like saying, wait a minute, this don't have nothing to do with spirit and truth. This don't have nothing to do with spirit and truth. Why are they celebrating these days? No spirit and truth resting in it. What is going on? He said, I just want to show you that. I didn't get this here myself. He gave this to me, y'all. The Spirit of the Creator gave me this today. I've been on this thing since 9 a.m. this morning. And when he poured this bad boy, I said, oh, that's it. It's over. We are the light. We are to go in the midst of the darkness. So pagan holidays and nothing should hinder us, because we don't know what difference we could make being the light amongst darkness. Instead, we run around here hiding and trying to let these different movements and groups and religions and cults tell us, scatter all that, y'all. Let the Ruach, the Creator of all things. I was so hurt this morning when I kept running up on Yeshua. And 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 I'm saying, but hold up. He was saying, the kingdom of Yah is at hand. And nobody recognized it. Nobody. The multitude followed him just for the signs and wonders. The disciples followed him with full doubt. See, y'all didn't know that, did you? Yes, they did. They didn't believe. That's why when he left up and came back, he constantly kept telling them they didn't believe. He knew that they didn't believe him, and they was with him. You see what I'm saying? So this is matching the journey he had, knowing that I have to lay down my life for all mankind. What was about all mankind? They sin. But when I rise up, tell them, Deborah, I'm only coming back for the spirit ones. Here today, 99 trillion don't know the resurrection come for the spirit. It ain't coming for the flesh. But when he laid down, he was laid down for the flesh. His body was going to lay down its life for the flesh. But to pull back up is for the spirit. Y'all lost. Y'all lost. Y'all playing this monkey game with these people with these monkey mouths and these clown mouths, teaching y'all all kind of witchcraft, sorcery, demonic, wicked things of the world and everywhere. I'm sitting here watching. Even this evening, I was doing more studying, and I said, wait a minute, hold up. That can't have happened. I taped it. I even filmed it. I said, no, I'm not going. I'm going to stick with this study that you gave me, Father. And I'm going to wrap back on it tomorrow. But the way that, you know what, y'all, let me tell you how powerful what I'm saying is powerful, to where they shut my live stream totally off. It's black. I like that. I love it. Because that's not normal. You see what I'm saying? But what I'm saying to you all, he gave it to me as you see it. The seasons that he have right there, revealing to you all that I pulled up with 4 seasons. Do you understand that these seasons override the months? These seasons override the day. These seasons override the weeks. These seasons override the hour. These seasons override the minute. These seasons is more powerful than the pagan holidays that has been implanted into the season. But I bet you anything, you don't know how to enjoy him. The one that has the power. You don't know how to enjoy him. Let me go there. Then when I get to Genesis, chapter 8, verse 22. I get to Genesis chapter 8, verse 22. While the earth remaineth seed time, and the harvest, and the cold, and the heat, and the summer, and the winter, and the day, and the night shall not cease. It ain't going nowhere. These pagan holidays gonna fall off. These months gonna fall off. But these seasons gonna remain. So why haven't you recognized my Father's season? Why haven't you embraced them and applied them to your life so you can get away from depression? You can get away from mental disorders, stress, worries. Because these are mood swings for the body. The whole earth bowed down to the seasons. Listen to what this just said. Genesis chapter 8, verse 22. While the earth remained, seed time, harvest, cold, hot, summer, winter. There go the seasons, y'all. Watch this here. And day and night shall not cease. These things ain't gonna cease, y'all. He's telling you. Seed time and harvest, the cold, the summer, the winter, they ain't going nowhere. But these pagan holidays, they'll kick rocks any time of the day. They're going to cease, y'all. But he letting you know that which he created for us to enjoy and take advantage of. We didn't take advantage of it, but we over here telling the world that don't plant them pagan holidays which you celebrated for the last 40, 50 years of your life. Brought your kids up in it. This is just showing you how far from light that people really are. Or distance, a long ways. Let's go on. In Deuteronomy chapter 11, verse 14. In Deuteronomy chapter 11, verse 14. That I will give you the rain of your land in this due season. Wait a minute, hold up. Say that again. Deuteronomy chapter 11, verse 14. That I will give you rain of your land in due season. The Father is telling you, how can you stand and say, oh, I got this, and I'm growing this, and I'm growing this, and I'm growing this, and I'm growing this, and we getting ready, y'all better start growing, and ain't never bowed down and honored the Father based on his seasons. It tells me you ain't growing nothing. He just telling you in Genesis 8 and 22. No, Deuteronomy 11 and verse 14. He doesn't. Because nothing you got can grow. Watch this, what he said. That I will give you rain of your land in due season. It's his season that he set up to take care of the earth, y'all. Who caused the trees to get what it needs? The fowls in the air what caused the birds to get their worms? The moist of the rain has to call for the worms to come up so the birds can feed. Y'all, come on now. That's what the Father is trying to say. But y'all going to talk about the world's pagan days and try to bring light to their pagan days. How about going over there to the Four Seasons and do something with that? Because it can help a lot of people that's under depression, mental disorders, stress, and any and everything, when you're able to embrace that everything that is and was is set up in season. The heaven created it that way. So listen to what it says. The first rain and the latter rain that thou mayest gather in thy corn and thy wine and thy oil. But hold up. What are you saying? If I don't give them the rain, these things right here, they won't have. See how they can stand on the back, way at a distance and tell y'all, when we doing this and we doing this, we getting this and we got this. Baby, you ain't got nothing. Because without the rain, for the what day? For the first rain and the latter rain, that thou mayest gather thy corn and thy wine and thy oil. So tell me, how is it that you got? You see what I'm saying? I'm trying to show y'all that we have been deceived and continue to enjoy being deceived based on what these people are teaching us and molding in our minds to believe. But listen to this. When I step into Psalms 147 and verse 8, Psalms 147 verse 8, who covered the heavens with clouds? Who prepared the rain for the earth? Who maketh the grass to grow upon the mountain? See, this is David was saying this. Who? And I, Sister Deborah, say the same thing to you. Who does this? Why you got people saying we got land, grow this and grow the baby. You ain't even the one keeping your own darn land. The seasons are. You get what I'm saying, y'all? Let me show you what I did. I went out and I bought a whole lot of seeds. And I said, wait a minute. Bought me a lot of dirt. I said, wait a minute. Let me go online and find out what can be grown in the winter season. Guess what, baby? I'm thinking you just go out and you start planting your seeds in different areas. No. They got to follow the seasons. They have to follow the season. Food that they telling us that we should be growing still have to bow down to the seasons in which the Father has created. I bet you they ain't giving the Father glory for the seasons. They ain't recognizing, oh, Father, you the one who created all these seasons so we can have the rainy season, the sun, and the winter. No, we ain't doing that. We're complaining about the season. Too much rain, too much heat, too much snow. But guess what he said? He said, not only are they complaining about what I created for them, but they're complaining about the pagan holidays that man didn't stuck into my season. He says, no win. You can't win. So she said, tell them, stop bothering people that wants to celebrate the holidays. You ain't celebrating my days. You over here in these feast days that they said. And he said, if you pull up where when Yeshua told you in the end days, they're going to be feasting. That's what that's all about. They ain't celebrating nothing for me. I know it. The Hebrew Israelite got y'all thinking that the Feast of the Trumpet, the Day of Atonement, and the Feast of Tabernacle, the Passover, the unleavened bread, the Feast of the First Fruit, and the Pentecostal. He said, when you go into it, read it and see if it has any spiritual connection. And when you read it and see it has no spiritual connection, it's going to blow your mind. Because if it don't have no spiritual connection, that means it don't have spirit and truth. So what good is it? The power of control of the mind of men. That's all it is. But they ain't going to teach you about the 4 seasons. Now, this is what he says. In Psalms 147 and verse 8. Who covered the heavens with clouds? Who prepared the rain for the earth? Who maketh the grass to grow upon the mountains? Now listen to this. Psalms 145, 15 through 16. The eyes of all wait upon thee, and thou givest them their meat in due season. Hallelujah. Verse 16. Thou open thy hand and set the desire of every living thing. Do y'all get that? The Most High see to it that every living thing receive from him based on his seasons. And we don't have no respect. But we can respect every day that man said we should worship and serve the Most High Yah, but we don't have no respect for his. That's sad. And it says in verse 16, thou open thy hand and satisfy the desire of every living thing. Psalm 74, verse 17. Thou hast set all the borders of the earth. Thou hast made summer and winter. Now listen to this. Now this is what was strange here. Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1. Everything there is a season. Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1. To everything there is a season. Some things, maybe little things. Everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. You notice it tells you everything there is a season. Everything falls under the seasons. When you were born, you fell under one of these seasons. Either you was born in the winter, the summer, the fall, or the winter. You see? Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1. Everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the sun. Let's dig deeper. Verse 2. A time to be born. What did I just tell you? I just told you. What's the deal, Father? But what's the T? Listen to this, y'all. Listen to this. This is what he said. Verse 2, Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 2. A time to be born. What's the deal with the time to be born? It's a season. Which season were you born? You get it? One of these seasons. Oh, the world put you up in months, but the Father's trying to get you to understand your whole life is built on his seasons. You see what I'm saying? Now listen to what he says. A time to die. We all gonna die on one of these seasons, y'all. A time to plant. We plant everything. Every crop is planted based on the season in which it can be planted. A time to pluck. And then what? The season still holds the time period, holds when you're going to pluck it up. Okay? There's a time to pluck up. That which is planted. It's a time to pluck up that which is planted. Verse 3. A time to kill. A time to heal. A time to break down. And a time to build up. Kill can be, I guess it can be an animal or whatever. It don't mean it don't mean just someone going to start killing. But guess what's strange about that? Let me tell you. Go to verse 3, Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 3. It says a time to kill and a time to heal. You get that, y'all? Where is this killing? What is the time of that killing? And what is the time of that healing? It's going to fall under these seasons. It's going to fall under these seasons. What did Sister Deborah explain to y'all? I worked 3 jobs that dealt with women and children, single women, and families. The suicide rate is what we had to go classes to understand it. It's normally during the end of fall, going into the winter season. High level of suicide. Here it says a time to kill and a time to heal. What is that time set on? Season. Do you see why he says we have a problem? When we can go bashing those who celebrating days that was put into year, they detached it to my season. But rather you take away these pagan holidays, you take away these months, everything gonna be backed up on my time and my season. See, y'all don't get it. Y'all, this is a lesson to show you the power of who he is. He ain't like we are, flesh and blood. He's beyond that. He's bigger than that. He's better than that. He's greater than that. He's excellent than that. He's wonderful than that. He's perfect in that. Y'all better grip who you dealing with in this season. Because if you don't, that's still okay. Sister Deborah gonna run still in her lane behind him. So, I thought that was deep. Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 3. A time to kill, a time to heal. So I will back that up and say, wait a minute, Father, y'all, you said kill and heal. Wait a minute. We kill cattle. We kill what? Human? He said, Deborah, kill. There's a time for it. It's set up in the season, Deborah. When you check out the season, what did I tell y'all when I started? You will see the murder rate more in one of the seasons. Greater. Now the world did the figure it out. But you all talking about you walk in light. You don't know a rat's behind about nothing. But that's the truth of the whole matter. That's what you call spirit of truth, what I'm saying. You see? So here it is in Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 3, a time to kill, a time to heal, a time to break down, and a time to build up. All of it is surrounded in time and season. In season and time. Here it is. So say we take away all the pagan holidays. He's still telling you everything's still set in seasons. So you see how we can be monkeying around, making the pagan holidays so evil. It is evil. A lot of it is all founded on wicked and darkness. But that's why you come. That's why you're here. You the light. You see? In the midst of darkness. Is it going to kill all the darkness? No, it ain't. But know who you are. And if you know who you are, know it. That you can go anywhere. But just be the light. Someone says they're having a picnic on 4th of July and they invite you, take your tail there. Be the light in the midst of the darkness. You think Yeshua was invited by his mother to a marriage feast. Did he show up? He pulled up in that bad boy. Yes, he did. Marriage feast didn't have nothing to do with him. But he pulled up, didn't he? Why? He the light. He can pull up anywhere he wants. You don't tell him what to do. Sister Deborah ain't got no sense. He's the light. He want to pull up over in Russia, he'll pull up. He want to pull up over in Palestine, he'll pull up. He want to pull up over in China, he'll pull up. Who are you? He's the light. And he turned around and gave you the light. You don't even know how to use it. Because you're afraid of darkness. You think you're supposed to sit in your own light. No, baby, your butt's supposed to be out there sitting amongst the darkness, letting them know that Yah has sent the marvelous light among you all. And you half the time, you won't even have to say nothing. They'll know who you are. That's a known fact. I'm a living witness to that. Now, Ecclesiastes, this is the last verse, Ecclesiastes chapter 3, and the last verse on that is 11. The last verse, he has made everything beautiful in his time. This is Yah. He has made everything beautiful in his time. Also, he has set the world in their heart. I love that because I'm trying to tell y'all, when you running your tail down here thinking you got the power to be the power, you ain't got nothing. Stand down and get behind my Most High God. And I mean, stay at a distance. Don't be running up on him like you know him like that. I already know how to stay far away. And I ain't running up on him like I know him like that because you will never, ever, ever in your life get to know him to where you can run up on him like that. Nor can I. So, Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 11. He has made everything beautiful in his time. Also, he has set the world in their heart. You see that? And you coming down here telling people about pagan holidays, y'all serving wicked and evil. That's not how. That's not the proper approach. Your main approach is being the light. How in the west behind you gonna go in darkness with no light? How about that? You can't go in the darkness with spirit and truth. The light has to shine first. You see, even if it's a pen needle, you can go in the midst of darkness with a pen needle light. But don't go up pulling up in people's darkness, calling yourself light with no light in your right hand, because all you have to do is go in the midst of the darkness. They're celebrating any holiday, and you watch they identify who you are. I don't like my family. I don't care for it, because when you step in, you feel the fear on them. And that's uncomfortable for me. Because if I'm the light, what are you fearing? Then I realize they darkness, you light. That's what they fear. See, I had to grip myself because I'm flesh too. I'm trying to figure out, well, what are y'all so afraid? Why everybody so tense? Why is everybody so afraid? See, I keep forgetting you the light. You pulling up in their darkness. What do you think? You see? And that's how Yeshua read where he pulled up. He didn't care what nothing was and what he pulled up in that bad boy. You think somebody gonna tell him, oh no, we serving the pagan holiday. You can't come in. No. Move over. Let me pull up. Move over. Let me pull on in. Why? Because he's a light. His whole mission was to be the light in the whole world that was darkness. That's why he laid that bad boy down, which was his life for all sin. What do you think sin is? Do you know sin is darkness? Did you know that? Well, wait a minute. So the Messiah came down to lay down his life for all sin, meaning all darkness? Yes. How about that? You see? Did he pull up and pull out? No, he didn't. Everything he did was coming to show you, hey, I ain't finna pull away. Yeah, I got in Gethsemane for a minute and wanted to pull away, but I said, wait a minute, not my will, but thy will be done. Come on with that power. You see? And like I said earlier, I was just so in tears earlier because I kept hearing Yeshua say in these instructions and direction book in the Bible, he kept saying the kingdom of heaven is at hand. And I'm like saying, but Father, he poured it down to the earth with the kingdom, with the whole kingdom, and still wasn't accepted. So who am I? I don't care if nobody listen to me. I'm sitting here just as crying. Oh, he had all power. He had all word. He had your spirit. Oh, I don't understand. It didn't make sense to me. And it didn't change nothing. Hold up, y'all. The kingdom of heaven is at hand. He telling you he bringing the whole kingdom down to the earth. And it's at hand reach right there before you. And it didn't even move the people. Do you get what I'm saying, y'all? So I believe that part was for me. That part was for me. He that endure until the end. To the end. Just endure that thing. Because you ain't going to change it. You ain't going to change nobody. If Yeshua came down with the kingdom and it didn't make no difference, well, what do you think you're going to do? See, that's why you got to get in your lane. Teach spirit and truth with the light in your right hand. Tell the truth of the whole matter. Leave everything else alone. Let people go in their direction. I would never, I'm going to set an example. Let's say, for instance, if my family had Thanksgiving and they invited me over and I decide to go over, it would be my choice. Do I want my light to come and sit amongst them? One time I told them I was going to be a speaker. They didn't have no problem with that. You see? But if I come among them and I get in the midst of them, I listen to the Ruach tell me what to say. And I be led by the spirit. I don't want my flesh to go in there, hey, I'm the light. I'm this. No. It's because something something greater than my light, y'all. I don't know if y'all know anybody. And if y'all know that there's a light greater than mine, go to John, the Gospel of John. It'll tell you he is the light. He's the capital light. I'm just a lowercase light. So when I could pull up, I got to make sure that his light lead me and guide me in what to say, because he knows everybody in the room. Say, for instance, we got 10. Say, for instance, we got 20. Say, for instance, we got 30. Say, for instance, we got 40. Say, for instance, we got 50. The Most High Yah know every mind of 50 people in one room. So he'll know what I am to say and who needs what. But I am not running for no pagan holidays. I'm the light. I ain't running from no Easter bunny. I ain't running from no turkey on no table. I ain't running from no Christmas tree. Ain't no Christmas tree gonna control this bad girl. I'm the light. I'm brighter than the tree itself and all the lights they're in. So what am I running from a Christmas tree? I can't go because they celebrating Christmas. They got a Christmas tree. Wait a minute. I'm the light. I'll sit amongst your Christmas tree and be brighter than it. So what are you telling me? No. Don't tell me about pagan holidays. And in this day and time, it don't make no difference if you go or if you don't, because right now, ain't nobody have the right mind nor the heart of anything to be celebrating anything outside of, I say, these seasons. I'm waiting for the winter. This old hen going up the hill, and I got me a sled. I got me two. And I'm going down the hill. The other day I was walking and I said, "Ooh," they said it's 6 below. And I'm gonna tell you what I did. I shouldn't have did that, job. I should not have did. And I went to pick up an auction load. And I couldn't understand why I was on one on the highway. Why was I the only one there to pick up the auction? I'm like, I was so mad. When I got back home, I told the men, not home, but over to my kids' house, I told them, I said, all y'all men in this house, and I named time that y'all said, Mama, it's too cold to be outside. Not one, y'all. Not one. I'm out here going, say for instance, Missouri, then it's St. Charles, another city called St. Charles, Missouri. I'm going way over in St. Charles to pick up a load at 8 degrees below. And I'm wondering, wait a minute, this is Saturday. Where everybody at? Wait a minute. Why ain't nobody here? What's going on? Did you all know I was the only nutball out there? Why? Because weather don't bother me. It don't move me. But at least once I got out there and realized how cold it was while I was loading the stuff in the van, I realized how cold my hands were getting too cold, and I couldn't understand why. And the man in there said, Miss Brown, this European said, Miss Brown, you doing good. He said, ooh, it's just too cold for this. And I'm like, he said, do you know it's 8 below? I had a fit. I said, wait till I get to that house where those men were, where they know that I stepped out into that weather knowing it was too cold. Didn't say a word. I'm going to tell you something, y'all. Truth is too hard to speak. A lie, they can speak quick. Confusion and chaos, they can speak. But when it come down to just speaking righteous, speaking something that's right, that too many people ain't gonna say nothing. And I went out there and I say, I couldn't believe that. But when I got back, I didn't care. I just shot into it. I said, it don't make no sense that I was over here talking to y'all for a whole hour. And I told y'all I was picking up this load. The first thing y'all said, you going out in that cold? It's 8 below. That's the first thing y'all should have told your mom. But y'all stood there and not said a word. I thought that was the dumbest thing for them to do that. But this is what we're living in today. The minds. And I want to tell you all, now, I'm not saying my son and them are smoking this stuff. Matter of fact, I know only one of my sons in Texas might be drinking. But outside of that, the other 3 that's here and the other 2 that's here, they're not into that. But the thing about it, this stuff that they're selling, giving, handing out, how can this whole world take on a system that has approved you to buy something that they got people still locked up in prison for 40 years, and they have approved it and have put so many chemicals in it to take your mind? And the people run around here wondering why it's getting really bad. It's getting bad because y'all said, come on, it's time to party. Come on, pull up on them. But this stuff that they smoking, a lot of y'all run around here and make it call it medical. That's to justify and clarify and identify a lie to be the truth, and it's not. It's strictly Satan's technique. That stuff has got so much, that stuff that they smoking got so much chemicals in it. They're going to take this video down, but you think I care? You think I care? My voice didn't went out to the wind. It doesn't matter, okay? But, wait a minute. Did I ever finish Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 11? He made everything beautiful in his time. Also, he has set the world in their heart so that no man can find out the work that Yah make it from the beginning to the end. That is so true. There is so, and this is the thing I be telling y'all. It is so much you really don't know about, and we ain't gonna know about. Because the reason why I can say that is because he be talking to me every day, telling me something I didn't know. That's why I say I'm always learning. And I'm like, where did that come from, Father? Yeah, I never heard that. So he's forever giving you, so it's no end to it. You'll never know it all. You'll never ever know it all. And I like to apologize again for the live chat. I don't know what they did, but it's all well. And I say unto you, this is to set you free from being caught up from the floor in pagan holidays. Pagan holidays can't send nobody to the lake of fire, nor can it send them to the Lamb Book of Life. Pagan holidays don't have the power to send no one to hell, nor the power to send someone to the Lamb Book of Life, to heaven. Okay, you got to understand, if this pagan holiday is right here and sin is right here, what's the difference from the two? What is the difference from the pagan holiday and sin itself? Are we without any sin? I'm not gonna claim that. We all, even I, have sinned and come short. So I'm not gonna let my sin be righteous and pagan holidays be unrighteous. We both unrighteous. Let y'all make the decision. Let y'all will be done. I like to see it like that. So it takes us from trying to judge other people and what they're doing when we look at sin. Now, if you have never sinned, or not say never, say if you don't sin at all, there's no sin found in you, then you judge that bad boy on that side. You look over there in the pagan holiday and say, y'all ain't got no business doing this. That's wrong. You going to hell. You can say whatever you want. If you that perfect to where you ain't got no sin, none on your left, none on the right, none in front of you, and none in the back, you judge that bad boy. Because you show somebody came off the throne of the Most High God. You got to be somebody that been on the throne of the Most High God, sitting with him. How about that? So what I'm trying to say is so much darkness out here, and darkness is sin. And what we have to understand is we want to be the light in the midst of darkness. We want to be the vessel that the Father has called us to serve him, to serve him. You see what I'm saying? And to serve him as the church and as the saints. Okay. Yeshua told me earlier when he was telling me about how he was speaking of the kingdom of heavens was at hand, and it kind of made me real sad because he said it so many times. And I'm like saying, but what they didn't get, what did they not get? The kingdom was at hand on the earth. What is it they didn't get? But as he was explaining to me that he didn't come to bother the prophet's ways and what the prophet had said. He didn't come to bother the law and what the law had said. I come to do the mission of my Father with the whole kingdom I brought at hand. But I come to do the mission of the Father. If he had to pull up today, he'll tell you all right now, I ain't come to play with no pagan holidays. I ain't come to correct feast days and the days for Israel. And no. I come to fulfill the mission that the spiritual creator has sent me down here. And that was to be in the midst as the light in the midst of darkness. You see, he didn't come down saying that you can't say this, you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do this. The reason why we can't, this is the reason why we can't follow his footprints, because he left them. Oh, yes, he left a lot of really, and I'm going to cover that one day. Cover all the good footprints that Yeshua has left for us, and you'll see nobody on this earth trying to follow. None whatsoever. They don't talk about it. They ain't going to talk about it because it's the righteous way. It's the just. It's the upright way. And we have turned from all of those ways over here bothering people that's celebrating pagan dark days. And we ain't even following Yeshua, the one that came down here to show us the way. So I, Sister Deborah, hope you got something out of it. out of what was said, and it also sets you free. It sets you free that we as the light, we don't have no business getting caught up in the ways of the world, because it's not going to change. It didn't change for Yeshua, and it ain't going to change for you and I. But what can we change? We can be the light in the midst of darkness, and we can be there for when darkness decides to see and look upon us and see the light and desire to also come into the light. So I, Sister Deborah, say unto you, shalom and shalom.